por saber exactamente quién es. Tal parece, algunas teorías dicen que venimos del mono. Basado en lo que estaba leyendo y escuchando de algunos maestros, no necesariamente directamente del mono, pero sí se extrajo la genética de algunos de aquel entonces y se mezcló con la genética de otros seres superiores y los llevaron al punto de que por un tiempo de miles de años llegamos a ser lo que hoy día somos. El primer Adam, como le llaman, el primer Adán era muy fuerte y no podía procrearse. Luego siguieron experimentando con nosotros, con nuestro ADN, hasta llegar a ser lo que hoy día somos. Eso nos deja muchas preguntas de quién somos realmente, quiénes son esos seres de los cuales provenimos. Y la teoría de que la mujer fue sacada de la costilla del hombre, esa termina siendo nula. Ahora diga usted, sí, la mujer es frágil, es más débil, pero el hecho es que tanto el hombre como la mujer, si la reencarnación existe y nacemos y morimos una y muchas veces más, ¿cuál es el origen? ¿Habrá alguien que nos va a dejar a saber a nosotros de dónde provenimos? ¿Qué es lo que merecemos? ¿Se imagina? De que seamos libres ahora y hablar nuestra mente, decir nuestras ideas, hacer lo que nosotros queremos. De que alguna vez la inundación que surgió, razón por la cual se tuvo que construir el arca de Noé, es totalmente otra historia distorsionada, porque dice que cuando había tanta gente en la tierra, quisieron eliminar a los humanos, y esto fue a través de la inundación de la tierra, y que en el arca de Noé solamente guardaron ADN, ni siquiera fue que guardaron una pareja de cada animal o de cada ser humano o de cada cultura. Pero hubo uno de esos seres superiores que dijo, la tierra la van a inundar, construya esto para que se puedan salvar. Y por esa razón es que supuestamente es que hoy día aún estamos vivos, porque no solamente, no todos esos seres que nos crearon estaban de acuerdo en eliminar a lo humano, como se dice hoy día. La historia se mantiene de que nos quieren eliminar, pero en aquel entonces uno tomó la decisión de salvarnos a nosotros, así como estamos ahorita. ¿Se imagina? ¿Y qué más da si guardamos resentimiento y no perdonamos a esos seres que nos crearon? Pero nosotros mostrarnos como un ser superior, un ser de amor. La superioridad no está en lo físico. Dirá usted, ¿en dónde está? La superioridad está en saber manejar todas las herramientas que nosotros tenemos a nuestro alcance y lograr el triunfo, porque ya ve que entre ellos se viven peleando por controlar el mundo, por controlar el universo, y nosotros podremos triunfar por controlarnos a nosotros mismos y mantenernos aprendiendo más, manteniéndonos vivos y saber que hay ciertas rutas que tienen que terminar para que otras empiecen, como es la vida de una persona, termina siendo solamente un escalón más de su paso por la tierra, y vendrán muchas generaciones más a partir de su ser, de ese ser que usted pueda llegar a ser, en ser diferente, en vez de buscar la destrucción y alterar para controlar y manipular el mundo. Quizás está en aceptar las cosas y ser un ejemplo donde usted aprende a cómo mantener la raza y cómo dar lo mejor de sí mismo, de sí misma. Es mi forma de sentir. Ya cada uno de ustedes sabrán qué decidirán, porque así como somos libres, este canal es su canal. Me gustaría que compartan, me digan de dónde son y qué tal si nos estaremos reuniendo pronto al otro lado de la cortina, donde ya toda la verdad será revelada. ¿Se imagina usted qué maravilloso sería eso? Sí hay un Dios, sí hay un Dios que da tanta libertad para que nosotros podamos elegir de qué manera vamos a movilizarnos en la existencia que se nos da. De eso no hay duda, pero de las historias que han creado para que nosotros nos mantengamos en una tristeza, en una vibración, que nos baje la luz de nuestro ser. Ese es el punto que a mí me da mucha curiosidad. La historia de que Jesús fue crucificado para que nuestros pecados fueran perdonados. Y cada vez que vemos una de esas películas de Jesús, a mí se me apaga la luz. Eso debo de confesarle ahorita mismo. Y cada vez que pienso que hubo un ser tan maravilloso que nos vino a enseñar a cómo vivir mejor y que tuvo que pasar todo ese sufrimiento por nosotros, es motivo de tristeza. Pero ahora resulta, a lo que aprendí el día de hoy, que ni siquiera eso fue cierto, sino que fue una historia creada para manipularnos a nosotros y crear que ese Dios que sí existe es tan lejano a nosotros y que nosotros somos tan poca cosa que no merecemos tener contacto con Él. En esa parte me mantengo firme yo. Sí tenemos derecho, sí podemos contactarlo, sí le podemos dedicar tiempo en oración y meditación y conectarnos para nosotros ser mejores versiones de lo que alguien se pudiera haber imaginado alguna vez. Pero entre tantos escritos que hay, tantos idiomas, ¿cómo lograr distinguir los códigos, descifrar exactamente cómo es que la historia fue, sin tener que apoyarnos en que alguien más crea otra mentira más? Diré yo, tendré que verlo con mis propios ojos, enseñarme con mis propias herramientas a descifrar de dónde es que venimos y quién es usted, quién soy yo, y mantenerme siendo amor y luz, porque es lo que elijo. mantenerme libre de sentir esos resentimientos para que mi luz se baje. Eso sí, agradecer siempre a nuestros ancestros, porque aunque algunos hayan querido controlar y manipularnos a nosotros por su propia sobrevivencia, no significa que todos los demás quisieron ser eso. Por lo tanto, cuando rezo y oro, le rezo a las almas de luz, a los ancestros de luz y a todo aquel ser que haya influido en que hoy día yo pueda estar acá. Es mi sugerencia. Humildemente les comparto, como siempre, es un honor y esto ha sido creado para su entretenimiento solamente. Aquí en la búsqueda de quién es usted, quién soy yo. Can you imagine for us to come to this point of our lives and find out that some have said that we are relatives to the chimps, to the monkeys, to the gorillas, that's where we came from. Based on what I have learned today and what my eyes have read, we are very, very distant from that. Once upon a time, the story can be told that there was DNA taken from that species, call it chimp, call it monkey, whatever you choose to call it. And it was set on a creature, on a creator, on somebody that was very powerful, that they were in search of preserving their own race. They had many powers, and so they say that many thousands of years went by, that the first man, the first Hat Adam, that's what it's called, could not procreate. So they continue with the experimenting until it came to be to what we are today. So that leaves you room to think, who are we? Where do we come from? What are those cultures that culture look like that took the DNA and created us? Yet, it lies the question, how powerful are you? How powerful am I? There are ancient scrolls and ancient languages, such as Sumerian, that reads that our creation was for the purpose to make out of us slaves. But it came a point where there were so many of us, so they decided to eliminate us by flooding the earth. But there was one of them that did not want that to happen. He disagreed. So he went ahead and told us to build an ark. And in that ark, there was to be a pair of everything. And as you can see today, there is many cultures of us, but it was not a pair of humans from each culture. It seems that it was DNA that was preserved for a later day to be created into what we are today. Can you imagine? So the ark floating along over all that flood that came to be, it could not have fed, it could not have stayed and survived for as long as it did, until one day there was a sign that the earth began to dry, and there was the possibility for that DNA to be processed for us to be created. But still to this day, the fact that there were so many of us, they wanted to destroy us, does not justify for us to hold resentment in our mind. And I say in our mind and in our heart, because you and I know that we have the power to choose, to decide what we are going to allow ourselves to choose and to be hurt by this that happened so long ago, as some of the ancient scrolls that can't even be touched because they disintegrate. The ink, it can't even be perceived by the human eye. But there is enough technology, call it AI, that can read through those ancient scrolls, saying the whole story of what was written in there once. I feel that it is up to us to choose to outlive and become a better version of us by remaining in love and being light and triumph over any of those cultures that try to dominate and control us and manipulate us and made of us the slaves that our DNA holds us hold hostage because the information is still there. I feel that it is in each one of us to continue learning, to teach ourselves and find the truth of who we really are. A human of peace, or a resentful human that because of what was once, of what we came to be, and continue living in what is and what are all those powers that we hold within our DNA. As always, I can say it's been an honor for me to share with you. This channel, it is for us to share and grow as that community that learns, that grows, that wants to be aware of who we are. What are we? And hopefully, I will see every one of you, everybody that sees this video on the other side of the veil, on that place of milk and honey, that we can live and triumphantly live and enjoy life, learning our history, our real story, like the story of Jesus Christ that was made so we could feel pity, so we could feel sorrow that somebody came to save us because of the sins that we committed. We did not commit such thing. We have been living and learning to become the best version of us. It was somebody else that committed those sins. But because they know who we are, they try to manipulate and control our light, our love. And they know that the way to dim our light is by feeling that sorrow, and feeling that Jesus was crucified, that Jesus suffered all this because of us, and that maybe we don't deserve such sacrifice. It's not true. It's just another story that came to be to dim our light. As long as our light is dimmed, our light, the light that remains and keeps our spirit, our body alive, they can keep manipulating us. And we will continue in that wheel of the hamster, in the wheel constantly running and never getting anywhere. Can you imagine that? So don't suffer anymore. Don't judge. Don't cry. Don't allow anything to influence you and change you from what you are meant to be. Let's continue discovering and exploding the truth of who we are. I love every one of those souls in your human body because I know that the ones that did this and the ones that remain, the ones that will tell us the whole truth, they have to have a soul. The ones that wants to eliminate us and wants us to remain under the veil, asleep and not wake up, is somebody that cares, somebody that has a soul, somebody that we will see at that place of milk and honey. The more I discover, the more I learn, the less I feel that I know. Isn't that something? Who am I? Who are you? I just know that I make the choice every day to love your existence, to love your soul in that body that exists today. And I will continue the search no matter what. I choose to continue being love and light. I have to say that this video has been created for your entertainment purposes only. But you and I, in this community that we are growing, we know the truth. There is a God. God loves us so much that has given us the freedom to choose how we want to continue this life. How and why do we want to continue being in this life, and how do we want to live? I say to myself and I share with you, how about we choose to live in the search of becoming the best version of us, to triumph in all those tools, especially the one of wisdom, and allow that to come in our heart and reign with love and light, because better and wise is he that holds his tongue and controls his urge of vengeance. There is no need to take vengeance on anybody. What matters is that we are here alive and we exist. And how amazing, what a beautiful creation we all can be. And we are so much more than what we think. I love you. I want to say hello to Superfan George, FC Mobile, Max Beat Beta, and we'll be talking later on. I am on my way to learn some more and share with you. Subscribe and like the video so it will reach more and more people. Please check if you speak English, check the short videos that I have shared with you. It's been, I believe, like 3 videos before. Search on those professors that are revealing a lot of the truth, a lot of what they have discovered. I will attempt to search it in Spanish so we can continue in informing and sharing Where do we come from? There is a lot of people out there wanting to know who we are. Share this video, that way they can begin to have a view, a possible light at the end of the tunnel. Suscríbase, dele like a este video para que puedan haber personas que sean alcanzadas y empiecen a descubrir realmente que somos mejores de lo que pensábamos, que estamos descubriendo realmente de dónde venimos y qué tan maravillosa creación es la que hay dentro y cada uno de nosotros. El hombre sabio controla sus palabras y controla su sed de venganza. Y para triunfar, nosotros, qué mejor es de poder